It's a beautiful day up here in the Weedy garden today. It's winter solstice here in Australia today. It's the shortest day of the year, and my mother, she taught me that you plant your garlic on the shortest day of the year. And that's what it is today. In Australia, in the southern hemisphere. So actually, if you're in the southern hemisphere, today's the day you plant your garlic. If you're in the northern hemisphere, today's the day you harvest your garlic. So I'm just going to show you quickly on this little video how easy it is to put some garlic in the ground and what it needs to be happy, what it needs to be healthy, and basically how easy it is to grow garlic. This one actually, by the way, is from last year. So we've been eating that in the kitchen and sort of trimming from it. But today, actually what I could do is just hang it up here. Just want to get a few of these beautiful little bulbs, and I'm going to plant them in my garden bed all around the place. I'm not going to make like a specific garlic bed. I'll show you. We want to save a few because we're still using them in the kitchen. But let's start with these. Okay, so now I've got to find a spot to put these. And see, this bed's pretty full. Usually I just sort of put stuff all over the place. So I'm going to look for some places now where I can put some garlic. But this one looks pretty full. So I'll go to the next bed. Yeah, I'm going to put my dragon fruit here. So I can put some garlic around here. Because it's a winter growing crop, it's an easy way to remember when to plant garlic and when to harvest garlic. You just think about the longest and the shortest day of the year. I think I might put a bit of lettuce up there where it's a bit more shady. But I'm going to go and get some compost. So I'll show you the compost that I'm using. It's up here in my compost bay. Alrighty. Want to see some yummy soil? Homemade soil. This is my compost bay. I've got 4 bays here. See, the one bay I turn into this bay, and then turn it back into this bay, and turn it back into this bay. So I can turn it backwards and forwards. Same goes with this one here. Just backwards and forwards, and then when it's ready, it goes into that one up the end there. It's pretty easily made, so I can just pull this and get to my compost. I'll show you. I'll take a little bit from the inside, eh? I'll just put a couple of shovelfuls in the wheelbarrow. And, oh, there's worms. There's so many worms in there. So that's my compost bay, and now I've got my compost, so let's go and put it on the spot in my bed where my little garlic is going to go. Ah, little worms, a new home for you in Weedy's garden. I'm just going to sprinkle this kind of like a little 2 centimetre layer. When I think about how much organic matter I should put on the ground when I plant something, I don't want to overdo it. So now I kind of just think like, how much would a forest and the animals in the forest and the leaves that are falling and decomposing, how much would they put on the ground? So I kind of just think, yeah, I reckon a couple of centimetres when it's all made into soil and compost. So I put about 2 to 3 centimetres of compost on top of my beds every time I want to plant something. I'm going to chuck my garlic in here. See, I just break these off like that so I can get all the cloves singular out of the bulb. So you've got a little handful there, and then it's really, really easy. I just squeeze my thumb and my finger down into the soil and pop them in. I'm going to put a little ring around my dragon fruit, and I put them like 10 centimetres apart or so, 10 or 15 centimetres apart, because I kind of like to have my plants thinking that they've got like lots of room to spread their wings, you know. So each one gets its own little area. You know, just 10 centimetres apart or so they've each got a little bit of room to move about. But they'll be happy there. they'll come up here and they'll grow, and when it becomes the longest day of the year, then it's time to harvest them. That's what my mother taught me anyway. Put a few more down there. Just keep planting. Just keep planting. Just make a whole bunch of them. Just pop them around like that. Okay, and I'm having a bit of trouble with the bandicoots in the garden at the moment. So the bandicoots coming into my garden every single night and digging up my garden and sniffing around. So I put a post out on Instagram asking people if they had any good ideas to keep the bandicoot away. Someone suggested I put coffee grounds around where I've planted, where I don't want the bandicoot to dig. So I know there's a bunch of compost worms in this because I just put them in there, and I know the bandicoot's going to want to come here tonight because they like compost worms. So I'm going to spread some coffee grounds over this. Just so I went down to the corner store and asked for some of their coffee grinds, which I'll just sprinkle around here like the woman said, and see if that works. So sprinkle, sprinkle. A little bit of coffee, and this is good for the soil too because it's got a lot of nitrogen, so the garlic's going to love it. I think that'll do. That's a lot of coffee grounds. Okay, and because everything that's a root vegetable likes potassium, I'm just going to spread a bit of ash around here as well. And I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to give it too much. Just a nice little layer. And there's little tiny bits of charcoal in here as well, actually, which is also really good. And that's what you want to sort of add to your soil every time. A little bit of this and that, like the forest, and then there was a big fire in the forest and stuff. Okay, and now I just put a bit of hay around it. Oh, just a little bit, like sprinkle it out. We don't want it too thick. Just a nice kind of nice little layer like that, just to kind of keep the moisture in so it doesn't get sunburnt, kind of stop all the little weeds coming up, but that garlic will grow up through that, and it's set down here in the shortest day of the year, and I'll harvest it in the longest day of the year when it's really hot. Okay, and a bit of water, put it at the right time of year, which is good for your body, good for your mind, and good for the planet. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day, okay? Enjoy your gardens, and I'll catch you on the next video.